Hi everyone, CJF Hotshot here, and this is kind of a surprise video because we had some surprising news yesterday about The Flash 800 and what happens beyond. That being that The Flash issue 800 is Jeremy Adams' last issue of The Flash. And, well, if you want to know my reaction about it, it was basically this. Of course, it's not just that. Like, Flash 800 also has, like, a bunch of old creators returning. We get Mark Waid, we get Jeff Johns, we get Joshua Williamson, along with Tom Nork, Scott Collins, and, well, Todd Nork isn't really returning to The Flash, because he's never done a Flash issue before, unless you count, like, some variant covers. But, like, you get Todd Nork, you get Scott Collins, you get Carmine DiGiandomenico, and, of course, you get Jeremy Adams and Fernando Pazrin. But along with all that, we get the intro to the new creative team of The Flash, that being Simon Spurrier and, Mike Deodato Jr., I believe. Hang on. Yes, Simon Spurrier and Mike Deodato Jr., which I have reserved thoughts about, like, we'll get to that, but I just want to take the time to just kind of, I guess, mourn. It doesn't feel like something I should be mourning, but I pretty much am, right? Because, like, Jeremy Adams' Flash run is the run that got me into picking up single issues of comics. It was the one that, like, got me to rally together to just enjoy the month by month instead of waiting for the trades. It's the one that restored my faith in DC. Restored my faith in the fact that, like, DC can hire writers that won't just put their characters in a ditch. And now Jeremy's leaving the Flash. I don't want to say kicked off, even though he kind of is being kicked off, but he's, like, being shifted to Green Lantern. However, I know that it's because DC want to take a different approach, and that's fine. Like, Jeremy Adams, of course, like, knows this, like, he knew that he was going to get, like, the sack eventually, and the fact that we've had, like, 2+ years with him, like, 32 issues, plus 2 annuals and a special, like, that's 35. That's 35 solid issues. And then there's also, some backups for Dark Crisis. You get, the Road to Dark Crisis with The Flash, and then Dark Crisis Warzone with The Flash. Those were also done by Jeremy, which goes up to 37. And you've got to think the bigger picture, the fact that not many runs last this long anymore. Like, The Flash, other than Action Comics, is probably the longest lasting run of Infinite Frontier. The start of Infinite Frontier, because, like, most of those ended at issue 12. Like, Green Lantern, Titans Academy, what else? Like, those are the main ones. Son of Kal-El, if we're counting that, ended at issue 18. Whereas The Flash is ending at issue 32, plus all this other stuff. So yeah, it's bittersweet though, because, like, I wanted to see what stories Jeremy had up in store. I knew that he'd have something to do with Gold Beetle, maybe have Wally get out of the universe a little, you know, it's fun stuff. And now we're in a place of uncertainty with The Flash. So yeah, it's sad that Jeremy's leaving, so what's next? What's next for The Flash, eh? Well, what's next is obviously the run by Simon Spurrier and Mike Deodato Jr., which, can I just say, thank fuck that The Flash gets to stick around, because, like, we get so many things who's just like, oh, we'll put the book on hiatus indefinitely until we can be bothered to find a new creative team. It is annoying that it's, like, being, like, bottled till September for some reason, but, like, you know, probably a tie into that monster event. Anyway, yeah, so September, we'll get The Flash back after losing Jeremy Adams in June. And luckily, June 6th, by the way, that's when Flash 800 comes out. But luckily, it's still Wally West, and it has some interesting things to do with his powers. And I feel like these ideas might be very similar to what I'd do. I say might be, because there is a bit of a concern by it. Of course, like, Simon Spurrier has been in the industry for a while, at least 15 years. He's done books such as Legion of X, Sabretooth, etc., etc. But the thing is that he's not a big name, even though he's been in the industry for a long time. But The Flash thrives on giving smaller names a platform. The same with, like, kind of with Green Lantern, if you think about it. So I'm worried, but I'm not. I'm worried because I'm skeptical, and the fact that it says The Flash will be a cosmic horror book. And it's just like, The Flash doesn't suit horror, does it? I understand the space stuff. The Flash going into space sounds fun. Ironically, I'd rather Green Lantern staying on Earth, but the Flash goes to space. What the hell? But yeah, I get the space stuff, but horror, Flash books aren't supposed to scare people. I don't think. I'll buy it and read it anyway. It's in my contract, and I'll champion the run as much as I possibly can, and hopefully I'll like it. But I put that hopefully there because I don't know. I don't know. I know that I'll like Jeremy Adams' Flash issues. I know how he writes. I know his voice for Wally. I don't know Simon Spurrier's voice for Wally. So yeah. But he is a Brit. Simon Spurrier is a Brit, so he's from here. That's at least a victory. I don't know. Like there's a sense of pride in that the next Flash writer is going to be British at least. And Simon Spurrier also has a social media presence. You can follow him on Twitter. If you want to support Jeremy Adams' Flash run still, you absolutely can. I recommend you do, because it's fucking awesome. 1 Minute War's still going on. The next issue is $7.95, and because $7.94 was the previous one. And there's 6 issues left to come out of The Flash from Jeremy, and one of them is issue 800. And issue 800, having the story by Spurrier and Deodato Jr., will also mean that we'll kind of get a sense of what we're going into in September, once June comes. So hopefully we'll get an idea of what to expect, along with all the other stuff. Also, can I just say, it is a wee bit annoying that, like, when, I think it was a Comics Beat, put out that news article, they say Mark Waid returns to The Flash as if he was having a new run on The Flash, when he wasn't. The next writer is Simon Spurrier, but it's not Mark Waid. Mark Waid already returned to The Flash after stuff like this in 2007, and he only stuck around for 6 issues. He's not going to do another big return to The Flash again, especially not after what he said in recent interviews, saying, I do not have a story, I do not have a long-term story for The Flash. I have a few left in the pocket, but nothing that big. But yeah. Am I excited for Flash 800? Absolutely. Give me that Williamson story. Give me that Jeremy Adams story. I need that big finale so that it can at least end on like a never the end picture. Mark Waid. I love Mark Waid. He's the greatest guy ever. And Jeff Johns and Scott Collins will also do. Can I just say, it's very crazy how it's just like, here's all of these Flash creators from the past. Williamson, Adams, Waid, Johns, Collins, DJ Domenico, Fernando Pasarin, and then it's just like, oh yeah, and Todd Nork's here. Like, none of the artists that Mark Waid worked with at DC, except Paul Pelletier, I believe, are still working at DC, for various reasons. So it makes sense. It's just like, for the Waid one, we'll just, who wants to do it? Todd, you were famous in the 90s, go do it with Waid. And yeah, I really like that. The vinyl cover by Tyron Clark is beautiful. I hope you will all get it. I hope you'll all get Flash 800 and come back for Flash 801/issue 1 in September. Yes, I'm saying both issue titles because apparently it's relaunching at number 1. Yeah, that's my final thoughts. I shall see you all soon. Adios.